Alright, Chi-Town Showtime here, down in the basement. And I wanted to do a little Tarantino for you. I'm going to talk to you about the end of the story here and how I got here. So let's take a look now. I see how messy this is. That's because I just got done rolling and practicing. I've done 2 practice sessions tonight. First one with the hard way set, and then the second one with this one with my 6-3-3-5. Now I added a little line to my, just to give myself something to aim at. And I can tell you, sometimes when you're practicing, you got to make some adjustments. And my good friend KJ, he likes to critique my videos, and I appreciate it. He's like, Showtime. And he's been calling me Showtime for hell, 15 years. So it's not a name that I made up. Showtime. Man, I hate to burst your bubble, but your throws, you're supposed to be landing close to the back wall, and the slow-mo video did, and a few of your throws, I'm seeing your dice are landing here. So I went back and took a look, and I'll sure as heck, as much practicing as I do and as much concentrating and everything else, it's very difficult to control the dice. So I put this little piece of tape here to kind of give myself a visual as to, what to do. And what I found was I'm stopping my throw. Like anything you do in sports, man, your golf swing, hockey shot, anything, a follow through is so important, and I haven't been following through. So my dice are landed short, bouncing over the top, being very inconsistent. So I made that adjustment. I threw my 6-3-3-5 set here on this one, and I'll throw another one here. I just wanted to show you guys because, of course, I didn't have the camera going. I ran upstairs to grab it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about this. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see what we got there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 score hits, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 rolls. Now, I practice, just like I do on camera. I'm betting the short game. I stopped stacking chips. I hit the 10. Look how many times I hit the 10. So this one, I had $675 after 8 score rolls or 8 money rolls. Okay? And what I did is I backed my bets back down, as you can see. Now what I did after I was rolling for a while is I bumped back up my 5, my 8, and my 9. So the inside numbers and my, I don't know what I did with my, I counted it. With my, there, so it's 10 on the pass, and then 60 behind is what I had. So those I lost. But the reality is, as I'm rolling, and this is my setup from here to here, and my camera's usually up there. So as I'm rolling, and I'm rolling a few more numbers, and I'm winning more money, when I hit a 5, then I put the 25 more on the 5. So now I like to do that 75 for 5 instead of getting 35 bucks for just hitting with the 25 out there. So the 8, the 9, and the 5, I just pumped that up to basically $50 and $60. So here's what I ended up winning on that roll, and that's $1,600, because that's 15 right there, and there's $1,610. Now, of course, I didn't win that, but in my practice session, in my, we'll call it a simulated game, that's what I won. So the one thing, and again, I'm probably going to the casino tomorrow night, so I figure what the heck, I'll come downstairs, do a little work, and here I am working. So I'm going to clean up my mess, and let's see what kind of a dice roller I am. See if I can do something similar again. Alright, so clean this mess up real quick. By the way, that first shot I did of this guy, my brother made that for me. He does laser engraving for a living, and so he laser engraves Yeti cups. He does honestly anything, and so he did that for me. Made it's like a it's like a chip, which is pretty cool. So thank you, Mark. And when I build my real table, he's going to go ahead and make some large ones for me so we can inlay them and you know, be a big. Well, that was a first. My camera ran out of juice. I'm sitting here yickety yakking, talking, and not recording. So that was awesome. So I've cleaned up my mess, and we're going to go ahead and just roll some more here. Like I said, you know, I'm going to be rolling the 6-3, running 6-3, and then 3-5. Okay, so on the dice, when I'm looking for the dice from the dealer, I'm always looking for where the 6s are. Okay, so I see a 4, I know the 4 goes that way, the 6 has always got to be on top facing me, and the 3's at me. So it's either going to be this way or this way. I flip it. Then I look for this other 6 because I know this 6 goes straight here. So I don't mess around with, I watch guys look at the dice, sit here, do whatever. I'm looking at the dice before the dealer brings them to me, trying to figure out where the 6s are so that I can set my dice quickly, then spend my time setting up my fingers so that I'm getting my fingers up on top and ready, so I feel like that's a great grip, and then I can roll. So this is where we're at, 6-3, 3-5. And we're going to just talk a little bit, and we'll do some rolling here. Just talk a little bit about the 2 things that it takes to be a winner at this game. And, you know, we're going to the casino tomorrow, so I figured I would, you know, really get in here and try and roll. But like I said, KJ nicely pointed out to me my flaws. All right, that's a 6. Now that was a very good throw. That thing hit just before the line, and that's what I'm concentrating on here. Really, I'm not going to be putting any money or anything. I'm going to count my rolls just like I always do. But my whole focus is my grip is good, but my execution of where I'm landing so that the dice roll and bounce up. And if you watched any of my slow motion or anybody else's slow motion video, you'll see these dice like to do a heck of a lot more than what our eyes are watching. So anyway, so we're going to practice today, and then what I figured I would do tomorrow when we go for our little ride, I'm going to add some clips here, hopefully, of our ride up. It's about a 2-hour ride. It's in Murphy, North Carolina. All right, so that's what I'm afraid of. I roll long. Now that was a hard 6, so I got to watch that. And again, you know, I roll almost every day, and I still struggle with my consistency. Maybe it's just me, I'm not real accurate, but that consistency, because consistency will give you confidence. And the 2 things you need to win at craps is confidence, and you also need discipline. Discipline in betting. You know, my brother isn't what I would call somebody that likes to put a lot of money out there. You know, I do the short game. That was just a bit short, but that was a 5. I do the short game with 8 rolls. Bone thrower says 5 to 7. My brother will do 4 rolls, take his bets down. Whatever you're comfortable with, because the point is you just don't want to keep rolling and rolling until your money leaves. You know, and that's the thing, and that's what 90% of the people that I watch, including myself, before I started getting serious about this game, would just leave their money out there indefinitely, and then the end of the game was the end of the game, and that's just how it was. So you can really impact how much money you take home by collecting some of that money out there. Long. There we go. That one's off the table. And I, you know, talking and concentrating are 2 things I got to work on. But so anyway, so don't leave your money out there indefinitely. Figure out what you feel comfortable with and do it. You know, mine is 8. Now that pushes it. You know, but my average is 14 rolls with this dice set. There's a good roll. All right, that's a 9. So the confidence that I have in the 6-3, 3-5 set puts me at, you know what, most of the time I feel like I can throw 8 times. And you know what, most of the time I can. And some of the time I'll roll 4, 5, 6 times. But more times than not, I will roll the 8 times, and a few more times than the other situation, I'll roll 20. And that's the cool part. There's a good roll. And it's just a hair long. So that was a 4. 1, 3. So as you can see, like, and that's probably why I was rolling short, because when I roll long, well, then I kind of short arm it a little bit. You've got to be consistent with your throw. Let's see if I can really concentrate on this one. Get a good roll here. I didn't mark that 4, so I'll have to remind myself here. All right, let's see what we can do here. Focus, Mike, and put that line out there. And that seemed to help me a little bit. Well, there's a hard 8. It's a good roll right there. You see how it landed just short of the wall, bounced up, and then landed soft. You know, the ideal situation, and if you watch your dice, because I watch my dice, and if they're rolling this way, as opposed to, sometimes if I'm not throwing right, they'll start to roll funky. And I know that my grip is wrong. So you've got to watch the dice. And as they're rolling and you have a little backspin, the goal is to have them as close together and land as flat as possible. And I'll tell you, maybe 1 out of 10 times I do that, if I'm lucky. So when they land this way or they land this way, they're going to tend to bounce wherever. So that's where the practice comes in. And the best of the best swear they can do it. If you watch the Dominator on his channel, which I would recommend you do, he's the best of the best. And you know what? Watch him, figure out what he's doing. I mean, it's hours and hours and hours of practice. And I consider myself a rookie at this. There's a good roll right there. That was beautiful. There's an 8. And I've said this before, this rig is nowhere near a regulation type of a table. It's not 44 inches wide. It's not curved. Anytime you hear it hit this, I know that roll would be much different in the casino. But that's okay. My focus here is practice, muscle memory, and just getting this throw down so that it's consistent, because that's really all that matters. That was just a hair short. There's a 12. So I'd be interested in, I appreciate, I have some subscribers. I think, I have a handful, and, I appreciate the comments. It's really cool. I'll tell you, it's really neat to get a note saying I have a new subscriber, and somebody say, hey, they enjoy my videos. I enjoy this. I enjoy winning. I enjoy sharing whatever I can share. That's a 10. Not that I'm a wizard in any way, shape, or form, but we all have the internet. We all can watch whomever we want, and I truly, truly appreciate people spending the time to check my channel out. I'm going to continue to try and do well and talk about a few different things. Coming up, I've used Bone Tracker. Oop, there we go. That's a 9. Bone Tracker is a great program that you can download. It's an Excel spreadsheet. And what I was doing to make sure I know how, because it'll track your left and your right dice. So I use 2 different colored dice. Red is right, and I'll roll the hard way set, and it'll track. All you do is put every roll in, what the number is, 3, 5, 4, 6, whatever, and it'll track for you your stats based on how many on-axis and off-axis throws you have. Just how many 7 out, what's your SR ratio. I mean, if you're a numbers person like I am, it's just kind of cool. Oh, that's way short. It's kind of cool to check it out, because there's a lot of information, and I don't know if it's pertinent information or not, but it's certainly kind of fun. And after you roll about 1,000 times, you have I think statistically valid data that can tell you whether or not you're doing what you need to be doing. That was a good roll. That one felt good. That's a 5. And like I said, when you go to the casino, just like any sport, you got to bring your game there. You can't practice your game there. You can't play around, fiddle around with your dice set. Just because you rolled a bad roll, that doesn't mean you give up on the set that you have. I will not give up on this 6-3-3-5 at the casino. I don't care if I get my butt kicked all day. because I know what it can do, and it's me. It's not the set. It's a good roll. And there's my 7. Okay, so how many is it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 on an average of 14. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 12 score hits. That's why I use this dice set over my hardways. So figure out what works for you. You know, here's the list. I mean, this is old. All the dice sets at the Bone Thrower. I was watching him and getting so confused. I'm trying this one, trying that one, trying this stack, stacking them like this. Finally figured out what works for me and works with my roll. If I'm rolling consistently, I know I can get consistent results. Figure that out for yourself. Work on a few. If you don't have a rig, I'm telling you, just build a silly thing like this. That's all you need. And check out Koga Ninja. And in one of his first videos, he talks about this station. You know, the dice, you're aiming here, you want it to bounce up to here. That was his whole thing. And then from there, I built this thing. So do it, figure it out, practice your set, get yourself some confidence. More so, be disciplined. The part of the discipline I struggle with is betting on everyone else, because I'm a social guy. I have a great time there. So I've got to figure out, and I've got to work on my discipline. But my discipline, when I roll my own, my 8 money hits, that's where it's at. Going to the casino tomorrow, and I'll tell you what, I'll give you an update. I usually buy in for $400 to $600 and then go from there. So maybe I'll add something to this video or shoot a short one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate that. And if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, comment. I promise everyone I will answer every comment that you have. Thanks again for all your time that you spend with me, and have a great day.